can only be intellect to understand.
It's based on a concept.
No, whatever can be understanding, it needs one who understands, and that's already mind.
But I couldn't sleep the whole night.
Oh, why didn't you call me? Oh,
Oh God.
Like the whole body was burning.
I'm full of compassion.
some diksha happened. Huh?
Please, one more.
Okay, and?
And I feel like I'm getting crazy, mentally sick.
Yeah, that's nothing new.
Look here.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah, very big club.
Good to hear.
No, as I always say, from the moment you think you exist, is the madhouse opens. And you cannot get more insane as to think that you exist. Or you believe in existence. So insanity already happens. Don't worry, you cannot get more insane as you already are. So something else?
But there is this feeling of it's too vast to contain it. I'm getting crazy by looking into myself.
Yeah. It's instant. Or whenever you try to contain it, you get crazy. As the moment you have an insight,
You have eyesight.
it's. Then you try to contain what is uncontainable. What a crazy
Yeah,
idea.
I know. I know this.
You know that, but it doesn't help.
No. Doesn't help.
So as I said yesterday, this even that in the understanding is like a poison. Thanks God it doesn't help. So even whatever deepest understanding of realization is, thanks God not it. Imagine that what you are could be controlled by understanding. And could be the peace, maybe what you are could be reached by understanding. What kind of peace would it be? A peace who needs understanding to be in peace? Or to be peace? What kind of peace is that? A piece of shit, huh? Or not? Just questions. Maybe is that what you are is the beauty of it. It never needs to understand what it is to be what it is. Maybe. Maybe there was never any necessity of any kind to know oneself, to be oneself. Imagine. And there all the rest is a restaurant who cannot give you the rest you're looking for. So the restaurant of understanding is a restaurant who makes temporary satisfaction but not the satisfaction you're looking for. So be happy that it cannot be found in any restaurant, in any buffet of existence. Yet you cannot get satisfied by all of that.
Carl, it's very hard to hear you back here. Is there not a microphone?
No, this is not a microphone.
It doesn't work?
This is for something else.
Oh God.
Yeah, we have to open our ears now.
I'm getting old, you know.
I know. I see you. Yeah, we know us a few years or so. We all get old. Look at me. I'm bold now. The bold and the beauty. What happened to it? I know. But that's a question. So, what to do? No, I'm sitting here to point to the happiness, to that what you are, that you should be absolute happy, that you cannot understand yourself.
Yeah, but if something like that goes on and you don't find a way, you cannot do anything about it.
Yeah, the trying to understand happens anyway. The self-inquiry of consciousness will never end. But the self-inquiry of consciousness will never lead to understanding of that kind which doesn't need to understand what it is. So when real consciousness is realizing, it will never know what it is. It's resting in that not knowing, but not by any understanding or any knowledge or any knowing at all. It's simply an understanding that it will never be understood, because understanding needs two. And then there's a gratitude that it cannot be understood. And this gratitude is being totally, thanks God, God cannot be known by anything. So it's God's gratitude that he cannot know himself. And in that not knowing he is resting, that's all. But not in any realization of any kind of fleeting tralala. And that what is energy doesn't know energy, it is energy, and it doesn't have energy. And that what is energy that never experiences energy. So it's a tastelessness of existence, so what to do with it? But that is ananda, this is peace, and not some taste of whatever kind of higher or lower, whatever you can experience, my goodness. So be happy. Heat comes, heat goes. In the heat of the moment. Heating up. Yeah, any questions about that? It's loud enough now? No? Hearing aid. This for the camera. You have to, maybe there's some headphones.
2007. We invented microphone a long time ago.
Imagine. Yeah. But don't worry, it's not so important what I say.
You still have beautiful eyes.
Yeah. Look at them into my eyes and everything is fine. Yes?
You know, I have this where I wake up in the morning and I feel totally lost. And I wake up and I feel totally lost.
Too much outside there. Englishmen's. Good morning.
And I don't know, it comes often. It comes in waves. And it also brings a sadness with it. That, or maybe I bring the sadness. But it's like I can't really describe it. It's feeling really lost.
Yeah, sounds good. Lost is like a direction of loneliness or something.
And I can't really connect with
Be happy. And that's your nature. You can never connect with anything. So it's like a withdrawing to some place or to what you are, which can never connect to anything. There's no connection. And who can take that? Are you ready for that connectionlessness of existence? Existence never connects to anything. But that is ananda, that is peace. But any connection is dependent. Any connecting relation, whatever, is this one, and then for sure it will survive, and then it feels lonely and it feels like a depression coming. Sadness, depression, because the spirit, the ghost cannot accept it. Will never accept it. Because that what is a ghost already needs another ghost, needs to be connected to something. Because without a connection it cannot exist, it cannot survive. It needs always reflections.
But I don't look for it in that mood, in that phase. No connection can work.
Yeah, but this depression is like...
It's not even a depression, it's just feeling so lost, so unconnected, so...
senseless. Yeah, that's called depression. No, I mean, it's like, this is called like a normal personal depression. When the world has nothing to offer anymore, you don't expect anything more for the next moment, what comes today or tomorrow. The interest is totally, it's dried out.
Yes.
Yeah. But this is the right direction.
Yeah. And so for me, if this is what you call depression, I mean, this is never something I run away from.
No, but this is like, I would say, when this grace happens, it takes everything away. Every connection, everything what you can hold on to, it will taken away.
But then why do I cry too?
Yeah, because you cry for yourself.
Uh-huh.
All the tears have to cry out. It's like, the famous example is Yogi Ram Surat Kumar. He was really one of the biggest, and I liked him a lot. He was for 10 years crying and laughing.
Uh-huh. Well, it's me too. It's flip-flop.
No, just like between two extremes.
Yeah.
And he was crying or laughing. Nothing between.
Yeah.
Totally happy or totally bomb.
I can't
Yeah.
see one when I'm in the other.
That's extreme. It's like in hell or in heaven. Not between somewhere in the gray zone. Hell or heaven. So it takes a while. This is always like a flip-flop. Some days even 100 times flip-flop. And you cry for tears for sadness and tears for happiness.
Yeah. And I don't sleep so much, so I
You have more time.
I have more. I like that. I like that because then I hang out in that, whatever that is.
Yeah, it sounds good. Ramana would call it like you dry out. It's like a drying out. And when you're dry enough, there's like an initiation of a spark and flaming your, whatever is called, your inner heart, like the space of your heart, and then all your so-called whatever concepts of I and me and myself may disappear by that initiation. But this is like drying out of all the self-pity tears you can cry. Because all this is self-pity, you know that. Like feeling missing oneself and crying about missing oneself.
It's almost like looking for the mother.
It's looking for home, for whatever is what you experience as home, or feeling totally.
In that time.
But it's a good, I like it. That sounds like grace working to get rid of grace. You know what I mean? Like grace, dropping the idea of grace, and because grace is simply an idea in the future that grace may come. So grace, what is grace? What you are, dropping the idea of grace which may come, and by that drying out totally inside. And that is the best what you can happen. I like it. It's the best what can happen to anyone, to dry out totally. Even this, what was his name? Ignacio from Iola, from Spain. He was like always trying this meditation on the heart. It's like getting the ya empty. Like emptying that what is the space of a heart, like. And then in that whatever total emptiness, there can only in that can be the fullness of existence. But first you have to go to the extreme nothingness in a way. And from there there's an explosion, or you implode into nothingness, and in that instant you explode into everything, into fullness. But not nothing between. So the middle thing doesn't work. In a way you have to go to the extreme of nothingness, and in that nothingness there's absolute fullness. But no one can take that. That's the beauty of it. So you get erased in that. The little me cannot take it. Never ever. But what you are, what is heart, which doesn't know any heart and doesn't have any heart, is empty anyway, because it's empty of ideas of heart. It can take it as nothing. But no idea can ever take that. Because every idea needs another concept of whatever kind. And it's always happy to be half. But in the extreme it cannot exist. So in the totality of nothingness, on the totality of fullness, it cannot breathe. There is no place for it. Where there is no place, there is no me. So be happy. And just see, it just runs out. And by the way, the me will be gone. You will not even know it, notice it. It's not like a big event or something, of a firework of enlightenment. Just a rolling out stone. And one day you don't even realize. Suddenly maybe you say, oh, there was something, but who cares? So it's not some big thing or something. It's not like a big insight or whatever, or understanding of any kind of big one. So Ramana calls the initiation of Mona, or what is heart, and when it's ripe for that, it will inflame, and by that inflammation there will be a holocaust for the I, and by that holocaust the me will be erased, annihilated, absolutely. And without that, nothing can help. And that already is grace working. Boom. So be happy. Just see. It knows already what to do. And nothing else can do it. What cannot be done. So it's always a paradox. Yeah, something more? Okay, then later. Now later.
No, but I appreciate the space where I can talk about things and expose whatever is not comfortable.
Yep. I'm always here. And you may experience when I hit people like it sounds like, or it seems like I hit one, but I just hit whatever can be striked. But that what you are can never be hit. Or there is no one who can get harmed. So everyone is here simply enjoying. There is someone who tries to hit me, but he can never hit me. So I hit really strong and try to, but I cannot succeed. I try as hard as I can, but I never will hit what you are. Isn't it amazing? So, but I have no heart. I tell you, I have no heart. I am that, what is hard, but I have no heart. Thanks God and hallelujah. Huh? Be happy, yeah. Have a P, no happy. Yeah, so someone else?
Can we put intuition best also?
No, no. All that is part of self-pity.
Intuition, self.
Yes, trying to control what one is. Wanting to know.
I understand this and this. And this.
She cannot.
This can be two inside.
Two?
Two, not person, but two.
In awareness there is no person. There's even in I amness there is no person. I amness is impersonal.
Two person.
Two person. What?
That.
No.
So when sometimes inside.
Separation is only here.
Sometimes inside we have a kind of struggle.
It's only here. Struggling, whatever you can talk about is here. In that third relative world.
And grass is not possible, is that relative?
No.
world?
Grace never shows up. Grace never comes.
What we call intuition? What is it?
I don't know. It's a nice idea.
I don't know. So for
It's
that
a nice
I ask you.
idea.
I don't talk about moksha.
No, I
don't
mean,
talk about
in-
moksha. You know, I don't know. So
but
I don't
in-
talk on the level of
Yeah,
moksha.
yeah.
I talk on
it-
the level of
yeah, yeah.
what's happened in the human being.
And I have no,
Try to understand.
I have no advice for the bean.
Ah, good.
For the bean. The human being. No advice. Actually, there are so many teachers and so many esoteric concepts and tactics of intuition and looking for your heart and listening to your inside and listening to your outside and listening to your underwear and listening to your sock and
I
yeah,
don't
but
want, I want. I have something precise. I don't want because I must give an example, but I don't like to give an example.
oh, then we have nothing to do.
Because
That's,
we must talk about.
no, if the absolute intuition is of grace, by not knowing what to do and doing by that not knowing always the right thing.
So one day, and suddenly something happened. You not say yes, but no word, no name. No, but I don't know how I understand. That is why I said, oh, I don't understand, and I understand. No word, but you must say yes. But I was afraid to say yes because I don't know why they want me to say yes.
Oh, the who?
I don't know.
Oh,
That's my problem.
aliens.
I don't know. Yes, must be. But no, there is no name, no word, and I was so afraid. One
Yeah,
day,
forget it.
1 hour, you must say yes.
Just forget it.
You must say yes. After 3 months, I was so exhausted.
To say no.
No, I say yes.
Oh.
No, I was crying. And I say, okay, so I was so tired. I say yes. And what happened was very easy to do.
What?
I have something to do, but
Oh.
I don't know. I say yes, and I know what I have to do. And it was very easy and very helpful for me. So what was that? You tell me it's not intuition, what it is?
I have no idea.
And I have no idea.
And I have no interest.
You are not in the rest floor.
No, maybe if I put all my concentration on that case, I may investigate for a while and then I may come out with something. But I have to investigate first. I have to go inside myself and ask myself.
And
And then I-
absolute point.
No, then I go to the outside of consciousness and then I ask consciousness, what did you do there? What happened that moment? And they may come with an answer. But you have to wait for it. Yeah. Sorry. I have to call first.
when they replay, which year?
Well, maybe this year, next year, or the year later, the year after. You never know when they answer. You write an email and you never know when it comes back. Like a universal post office. It's always like address unknown. It always comes back address unknown, actually. I always tried, but it always like address unknown. No one at home. No, don't worry. It doesn't matter.
I'm not worried, but I'm not worried about it. But if it's happened again, what can I do? I must say yes immediately.
Enjoy it, and say enjoy the yes or the no.
But I was afraid.
Yeah.
When you don't know what you must do, and some things say you must do that, but you don't know, you are afraid.
Yeah. Fred Feuerstein. Afraid. No, afraid. No, I have no idea. I'm not. I have absolutely. I would say just be quiet and see if there's a no or yes and enjoy the show. What else can I say? Stay quiet and face it and go into the energy and ask yourself and ask your intuition and go to your left heart and right heart and into wherever. I have no idea. It happens as it happens and no one can interfere. Be happy. No interference. That's the end of fear. Because there is no interference possible of anyone. No one ever can interfere of that what happens. So don't fear. No one can change anything. There is no interfere. Ring. Somewhere. So any or maybe is a medium here.
Oh,
So maybe they have a connection. No, I only know it. Nothing happens then, and nothing happens now, and nothing will happen whenever. So don't worry, be happy. And the rest is whatever. You never know. There will always be a next problem. When you solve that problem, there will be a next problem, and the next problem.
I try to escape, but
So, any other? Maybe something about instinct? No. Intuition. Ah, here again. There you are. Go home. Yeah, anyone else has some? Outside. Shankar watching television. Yeah.
So, can you explain something about karma and the functioning of karma?
Yes. What do you want to know?
The whole thing is like a
What?
black spot. I have no idea what they want to tell me with this
Who?
whole karma story.
Who wants to tell you something? You read some Buddhist books or something? Yeah, burn them.
Or even what Ramana says.
Burn all the drama. Or enjoy it. So there are two kinds of experiences of karma. The experience of a personal karma and then the experience of the impersonal karma. And there are two concepts. One a personal karma, like one who has a chain of reincarnations. Then there's the impersonal karma of consciousness, which is like a infinite incarnation of consciousness, where consciousness is absolute acting and reacting to what it is. So no actor, no reactor. As consciousness incarnates infinitely, but by incarnation doesn't incarnate. So as a personal incarnation is like you have a chain of ancestors coming and going, and you may be afraid what you come next time. And the impersonal is not afraid because it will incarnate anyway in whatever, but by that incarnation nothing incarnates. So taking a form makes that what takes a form not different. But that one is a personal one, that next form you be afraid or you hope for. That the next form will be a better one or a worse one. So with that hoping or fearing comes together. So what do you want to know about it? And both are experiences. What would you prefer?
Really go to the
What whole thing?
right to
The whole explanation or the whole concept about karma.
What? It's nice. Come on, don't be so arrogant and say it's all bullshit. It's nice. Enjoy it. So what else? Now what would you prefer? The personal or impersonal?
Better leave those things behind.
Where behind? Huh? Yeah, please. Yeah, I hope you don't sleep at all anymore. Who needs to sleep? Come on. You really think existence sleeps? The whole night? Sounds good. I didn't sleep the whole night and I'm afraid I won't sleep the next night. What kind of karma do you got? Do you have? Come on. So what is your karma? Not sleeping? Kama Sutra may help. You see? The offerings happen again. I want to come over. No, I just wanted to continue. It's like this one who has a personal or impersonal karma, like this concept, both concepts, for sure has a preference. He would like to have an impersonal karma, like unborn karma, that he is never born by being born, or that understanding. It's like I'm the unborn and I will never be born, like being that impersonal consciousness, then never be born, never dying, eternal life karma. But that what is then, this concept will always be the opposite, then comes the personal again. So with both concepts, they come together and go together. Because both can only live because the other one is there. There's only an impersonal when there's a personal. You cannot escape one of them. At the moment you have a preference, even a preference of an impersonal, you will end up in a personal. No way out. So whatever has this preferences, the preference of heaven and wants to avoid hell, like hell of a personal and then have a preference of a heavenly impersonal karma as consciousness. There's one who has a preference, and that one is still one too many. That's the problem. So you may end up for whatever, temporary while in impersonal karma by understanding. But that what can land somewhere will always depart again and end up in a personal one. So you even take the impersonal personal. It needs one who takes the impersonal personal to have a preference for the impersonal, or not. So it's still relative, and for sure cannot bring you that what you are. And hallelujah, thanks God, and praise the Lord. So what to do? That's all about karma. Enjoy the show. But you cannot escape what you are. Sometimes you experience yourself personal and sometimes impersonal, and even being prior to that. But by all of that you have nothing to lose or to gain, so enjoy the show. And all that is what you are. All that is the realization of that reality you are. So what to do? All of that is what you are. And you cannot escape that what you are. And you cannot avoid one moment of whatever experience of your infinite nature. Personal or impersonal, so what? No escape and no way out of that. Enough about karma? Yeah, any other questions about karma? Huh? Karma. Karmai. In Maine.
So Carl, is this controller a part of the phantom self? The controller that has...
No, this is like God taking himself important and existing and being depending on a circumstance. That is called. And for sure the impersonal circumstance seems to be better than the personal circumstance. So the impersonal not suffering is like a favorite. The oneness of no suffering, of I amness, of impersonal consciousness, for sure is a preference. And you will always go for the whatever, that, if there is one. But you always want to avoid separation, like hell, or the personal karma of being whatever, that experience. As the other experience is, you, in your imagination, more peaceful, or more enjoyable. There's more bliss in that, impersonal. You think, but it needs one who calls something bliss and needs that bliss for his whatever so-called existence. And you really think that what is what you may longing for would need some bliss to be what it is? Be blissed out. So what to do? So I'm sitting here to point out you cannot avoid what you are. And you are that, what is origin, and that what is realizing itself as that. And that will maybe never stop, because it never started. And as absolute as you are, as absolute is the realization of what you are. So you better start enjoying yourself in every possible and impossible way. Because this may take a while. And there is no other self who enjoys you. That I can tell you. Huh? Anyone unhappy with that? Yeah. So you understand now? No. You don't care anymore, yeah? That's the best position. Yeah.
I can't hear you very much. So I'm not sure.
You just...
Why we don't get microphones?
We have so many microphones, I tell you, but no speakers. Oh, I think if you need to understand, you should go where the speakers are.
Ah, this is very deep. Very deep. So clever.
Very good.
Very clever, very nice. I like it. Is my guru? He's my guru. No?
I have really
Please
look at
don't
you.
touch something. I'm so happy today. From the morning.
What kind of student talks back to the guru? I don't understand.
I don't understand me too. What to do?
Your guru is your mother, that we all know.
Hey, what do you have with my mother?
My mother gave me the money.
And his biggest guru is his mother too. You can shake hands. Because whoever gives the money is the guru.
What to do?
Mamma mia. Yeah, what to do? So, something about karma, no. Anyone left who has a karma? What a karma. So, anyone is not happy with his automobile? The change of automobile, a new brand? Maybe one now drives a Toyota, wants to drive a Mercedes? Like I talked about the body, the automobile, the mobile self. A standpoint. Anyone who is not happy with that standpoint of his?
I would like a jaguar.
Yeah, she will come as a jaguar and then
You want a Lamborghini Diablo?
Lamborghini. Jaguar.
A red Lamborghini.
You see, it's never enough. It's never right for Krista. She has such a Mercedes. Very strong German car. Many have place in it. But now she wants to have a Jaguar. Anyone else some preferences?
I don't have very question, but just for what you told to the lady before about,
It's in the beginning.
yeah,
Ah.
sorry, I arrived late.
Oh, you arrived late.
No, what you told me there
You-
about this and the yogi there, you go from happy to cry, no?
Yep.
And don't have the middle. For me, for example, is exactly opposite.
You go from crying to happiness. You should start.
Now I
you,
start to cry.
you should start the opposite.
No, it's this. It's the same. It's, I remember before was very to go inside of the cry and cry all the time, or when I was happy, very, and this it changed a lot. It's not. It don't come this. Sometime I hope it come in, because I remember it was nice sometimes to go inside of the depression. Was this energy, this take you and you go inside, don't pull me, and you go in the corner. It was very nice. And it was very nice to go. Yeah, for me it was nice,
Yeah,
because you
I think-
take you totally, you are inside of this.
Everybody likes it. Everyone.
And the same was when I was happy. I was very happy. Now it's don't come in this to feeling.
But you look much better now.
I don't know, but just for tell the different of the situation. For me, it's very this.
Yeah,
This come in is I
but you
feel,
but you
it's
just said you went through it or not? Oh shit! Now you compare again.
not- Yeah, no, it's
No, you-
just solid for speaking. I don't
yeah.
compare
But-
because it's two different situations. I don't want to compare. Just
But you
to
compare.
No,
But you compare. Come
no,
on.
no.
Okay.
No, I tell you, I don't compare. It's just for when you tell this, and I thought inside of me, oh, for me it's different. It's finished. Yeah, but not as better or as good. Yeah, but later, sure.
But you didn't compare. No, you didn't compare.
Just to thinking of that.
Let's
Compare
compare.
is better.
70 people
Yeah,
saw
but
it.
without this small figuring, you don't need to think it.
No, I don't compare. Paolo, I love you, Paolo. I love you.
Oh, this is not true. This is not the truth. Yeah, but when you tell me this after you have something else. Very danger moment.
Yeah. What?
Before you can meet.
Watch out. It's a nice movement. Because you open up when someone tells you I love you, boom, then you're really ready to be shopped. Huh? Yeah, Nasri? Yeah.
I like.
Yeah, she always
If you
is
like.
skeptical when I become nice. Something is cooking. When I'm really wonderful. But watch out when I get nice. Huh? So what to do? Do it again, son. So
No.
what now?
With that, you are very soft.
But I don't compare.
I don't. You know, compare now with I was so most of them.
But didn't tell that you know.
No.
You tell it
Oh
now.
yes. I forgot this.
Oh. Okay.
He's a good disciple.
What? Example.
Example. Yeah, this is exactly for
Disciple
Dom.
is good. It's good
What is-
example.
Yeah, for Dom, take this one.
A good disciple doesn't learn anything, huh? Because then it stays longer.
Now I feel the depression. I tell you. I don't compare. Maybe my depression is more deep than maybe. Maybe no, but I don't compare.
Oh, yeah. Steam.
Now you made it again.
Yeah,
His eyes have energy.
and I can't get the connection, you know.
There's always this pull to the right side.
But you love me?
Oh.
You don't forget this.
Remember.
I want the movie today.
Proof.
And I come with this every day.
Once in 10 years, huh?
More than 10 years I need to come here.
Yeah, we're already halfway.
I thought one, two. 10 years, very long.
This is like the orgastic point.
Very long.
From now on, we go down.
Wow. Very big depression now. More. I don't believe.
We went up together, now we can go down together. Yeah. So, anything? Anyone else who wants to compare his depression with someone else? It's always nice. It's like a competition, infinite competition. Whose depression is deepest?
Oh, you start when you're young.
And
Mine is more longer than yours.
You're older than me, I know.
You know?
Yeah? In that way, yes.
About choicelessness and free will question.
To what?
Free will and choicelessness
Uh-huh.
from Bhagavad Gita.
Ah, from that again.
To Arjuna, different style of actions and finally he told him, now you think over and just choose what you want to do. But my best advice to you, you just get up and fight, and then you will win all this kingdom and you can enjoy it. Because I already killed all this.
No, it's not going like that. Krishna has never said things like that. Yeah, no. Krishna never said, I killed already everyone there.
He showed this.
He said, they're already dead, don't worry, they're already dead. You can only kill what is already dead. That he said, not I killed already everyone.
Yes, I mean this.
Yeah, come on, Krishna was not such a guy. He's teaching, he's not killing.
Oh God.
Next time you bring the book and then you read me
in Russia.
in Russian. Then I answer you in German.
Very compare.
And we can all enjoy that. No, so what's your question?
Finally, he said him that you think over and then you can decide, fight or not fight.
No, he didn't say that.
Okay.
I think we had to do different books. I think in Russian they made a total different Bhagavad Gita. It's a Rasputin Gita. Or Putin Gita.
I told you many times she is not from Russia.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. For me, she is from Russia. A Persian who is from Russia.
No. What did you read in your German book?
No, I read in the English one. So what's your question?
Because I see that every jiva has a right to make choice, to choose something. But on the other hand, I know from Ramana Maharishi book that I do nothing and everything just happens automatically. So how can I say these 2 points can be...
No, I tell you, as I read the Bhagavad Gita, already Krishna told Arjuna, the choices are already made, don't worry and just fulfill what has to be done. You cannot avoid that. Just don't worry because what you will kill is already dead. And it was the same saying as Ramana said later. As I, whatever, can remember that Bhagavad Gita as I read it in that.
But how can I know which choice already made for me? Because sometimes
Who needs to know that?
day-to-day life, I have to
What?
actions and have...
And so you may do as if it is your choice, so don't worry. You may experience them as your choice, but they're whenever your choice. Yesterday, the whole, half an hour I talked about, no one can want what he wants. And you are proving again, no one listens.
Yesterday was...
Anyone can remember that, what I said yesterday?
Pragati. She told yes.
No, really, yesterday, it was really only on that subject of no one can want what he wants, not even God can want what he wants. So there is no such thing as you can think before you think what you think. You still believe that you can decide what you think. Even the decision what to think is not your decision. Who can decide before he decides what to think? You can go back to Adam and Eve and then you may find still no one who decides. Huh? Can you decide when to wake up in the morning? And the next thought and the next thought? Can you have the thought before you think the thought? Is there a pre-thinker? Come on. Can he think before he thinks? No. Not even God can want what he wants. And there was Einstein and Wittgenstein and all these famous whatever guys, and Einstein was clearly saying, I can only bear humanity by seeing there is no one who can want what he wants. So there is no guilt in it. There's no one who is guilty of his action, because there's no one here and now or ever in whatever humanity, and I can only bear humanity with all its doing and whatever you say as wars happening or something. There's no one who can want what he wants. So there's no guilt in anything. But that's the worst for the doer you think you are. Because in that, no guilt, what can I do? I have nothing done ever. I will not do anything. You get totally depressed in that. Because he would be happy that he has done something. Me, I'm guilty, huh? And then standing in front of the judge and saying, no, I'm not guilty. The judge, you are guilty. No, I'm not guilty. All this game of two doers and minds and fucking one the other. Huh? And then confirming that there's another mind, says the mind. So what about your question? You want to know what you will do next before you do it. So you want to control it. Isn't that fun? And that controls you. That's your prison. Yet you imagine you have to know what comes, that you can bear it. That your happiness is depending that you know what comes. Bah. So you make your happiness depending on that knowing what comes. Huh? Come on. How stupid can God be? And I tell you more than that. As you prove it. God sits there and thinks he needs to know what he will do next that he can enjoy himself. Huh? What stupid God can it be? But he can't be stupid. Look at it. Stupidity all over. Believing that he has done something, that he is a creator, and being the creator then justifying his creation, and always trying to adjust his whatever creation to his so-called will. And 6.5 billion gods are running this earth now, and every god knows better than God himself how the world has to be run. Isn't that fun? So when God becomes an ego, he becomes a fascist himself. Total Nazi. He always wants to make the world a better place. And all the wars are for that. God fighting for his paradise. Oh. How to end that? How to end God's stupidity? And who needs to end that? Or do you call that clever? Running around like a little automobile and whatever, complaining that my automobile is not so good as the other one and I have no petrol anymore. Self-pity God, pitying himself that he is not fine enough. Then asking for grace to happen, and then the grace of understanding may happen to me, and oh, by the grace of whatever, and I need a big pamperer who pampers me every day, who is a pamperer who tells me what I will do next. That I can be not, that I don't have to worry what comes. I need a big mama who pampers me every day, every morning, and tells me what will come, and existence takes care. Come on. What ideas? Yeah. I'm talking to you. Yes, now he smiles. If you talk direct to God, he smiles.
I look.
What? You look inside?
Yeah.
Oh, come on. You're already inside before you go, huh? Yeah. Ah, yeah. So you're the laziest I know. But isn't it funny? Something else. Or you have some more free will to share?
I'm in the grip of this.
Is what?
In the grip of this.
In the grip?
Yeah. That's why. Very difficult for me to understand. I cannot do anything.
No, you know,
Another.
as I talk to you, everyone listens. Don't know. Don't think anyone else understood.
I don't know.
For other people.
I don't compare my understanding with anyone else's understanding. Huh? No, never. I never compare. Ne, Paolo? Oh,
Just a little.
just a little. Yeah, but don't worry. It's not about understanding. Be happy. Don't read all these dead books. They all belong in a library. You know that. I told you already. All the lies, because whatever can be written, whatever can be understood are lies. A liar understands his lies is still a liar. And all that wisdom of lies cannot deliver what you are. Be happy. And they all belong in the library where they are buried. And every book will end up there.
He work in the library. He
It's only in English. It doesn't work in German. As we know, I'm only from Munich, so in Munich I have to make different jokes. But I like library. It's cemetery of lies. So may that be a funeral for your so-called Bhagavad Gita.
No, just because before I heard that because child cannot know who is his father. For example,
No, these days everything is possible. You make a DNA test and you know it for sure. What? No, 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 no. That's only a Jewish thing, because only mothers can decide who is you or not. Because then they could not make a DNA test. But these days, no problem.
no. I mean,
No, no.
mother can tell you who was your father really.
Sometimes even she cannot tell who was it. Come on. It's like a sewing blade or something. You cannot. It's a joke in German. Forget it. So what?
And in the same way, one cannot know.
Where did you read that? In another book. I hear it.
Same Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah.
That's why you have to listen to the voice of some great Krishna.
Yeah. In Bhagavad Gita they even say King Rama, this famous King Rama, had to have a teacher, like to realize himself. Like the great sage, even the great sage needs to have a reminder that he is not the body, not that, that he just, and then whatever. It's all written there, I know. And again, the self needs someone to remind the self that he never lost anything, and then he rests, the self rests again, and then it wakes up again, is stupid enough to look again. So nothing happens. So there was you know the story of King Rama, or not? Yeah? Sitting in front of the sage, being advised, and then realizing his nature, his so-called nature, and then out of gratefulness for this sage, giving him his diamond ring. Oh, I'm so grateful that I realized my nature, that I'm not the body, not the spirit, not whatever I can imagine I am. So he realized, it seems. So he took his ring and gave to the sage, and then the sage opened the jar, and there was a jar full of diamond rings. So he put his ring to the next closest thing, and see you next time. Same thing, pointing to the irrelevance of any kind of realization one can have. See you next time, that I would tell you too. As you were sitting here infinite times already, and all your realization is worth nothing. Thanks God.
look me.
And no one needs it. Be happy. Okay? So who needs to know and be reminded? For what? And then forgetting it again. Because every realization and every reminding will be forgotten again in that shadowland of memories. Huh? Sounds all good, and all traps of consciousness, trapping consciousness, that's all. So, next one. So even the Bible of whatever is in there is not more worse than the Bible of the West. You buy the bell, that's all. You go to the church and there's a Bible and you buy the bell. Then you ring it home. It's a Bible. And all story and fairy tales of consciousness. And all the fairy tales of consciousness cannot deliver what you're looking for, thanks God. Whatever consciousness has written and imagined and who plays roles and things cannot bring you what you're looking for. And be happy and enjoy the show. And be happy that you never showed up in that show. So this is part of the Bhagavad Gita? Now we're talking? Or what? Huh? What difference? Yeah, I hope so. We don't want to be bored by ourselves all the time. Repeating, repeating, repeating. You have to pee always in new water. If you repeat yourself, you always try to pee the same urine again. It's a repeat. Recycled pee.
That's what that is.
Yeah, you wonder.
It's really...
Yeah, I'm stingy, I'm micey, I drink myself. The golden shower in a bottle. The golden shower it's called. You don't know Aleister Crowley? Go home and read him.
Very nice.
But his mama will say,
That's bad, your boy, that's bad. The B 666. Black Tantra, no boy, that you don't go for that. Not the Kabbalah again. If he would come with Aleister Crowley books home, and his mother one page. Son! You are not my son anymore.
I killed myself.
Yeah.
Then after you talk all these things, why, if I am that, why I created, why I manage all these things in such a way that I don't know what is going on after next turn?
After what?
What will happen after next turn?
After next turn. The next turn.
If I'm that,
Yeah, you know, after the next turn there will be the next turn. And then the next turn and the next turn. And then, and then, and then. That's Zen Buddhism. Come on. And then, and then, and then. Turn, 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 turn. Every night you turn around, and when you wake up you turn off, up. Or you turned on or you turned off. So the next turn will be tonight being turned off. And every morning you are turned on. And now you are a television set who wants to decide when to be turned on and off. So you want to reach out of the television set and you want to find the button and to know when to be turned on or off. Huh? That you try to do. Yeah, that you try to do. You want to get out of the movie and you want to decide what kind of program has to be run. Yeah, that we all know. You may become an avatar. Be after him.
Yeah. Wonderful. 5 years.
You know, all that is witchcraft. Like consciousness becomes a little witch first and then a sorcerer or something and may end up as an avatar somewhere who controls the whole universe. Huh? And knows exactly what comes next and still is a lonely bastard. Huh? You want to still be a lonely bastard even by knowing what comes next? You think really that helps you? That makes you happy? Try. Have fun. I have nothing against it, but I can promise you that cannot, is always a pro missing again. You will miss yourself even in that, knowing every single act what comes and what goes. You still will be a ghost who knows what goes on. Sounds good, huh? A ghost then who knows what goes on. You become a real medium. Medium guckt. still half raw. Then you want to be really cooked. Ah, come on. Forget it, or not. But isn't it amazing, like first you start to be a witchcraft, you make pujas and sing and you try to please God and all that, and all is wanting to charm God, wanting to charm existence, and thinking by that charming someone you can gain something by that, and the grace is then in favor of you because you are doing all the pujas and all the exercises and all the meditation, and you always try to please something higher. Then you want to behave like a good child behaves, that the father is not whatever, boo, or angry on you or something, and then, whoa. But I tell you, God doesn't know you, and when it hits like a flea on a wall. Pang! Oh, something happened? No.
Yeah. It's important the question. Yes.
He cares about me. No.
What a bullshit God would it be who cares about you? Why not? What a caring, loving God, my goodness, is a bullshit God. God doesn't know himself, how can he know you? What kind of God would it be who knows himself and is caring about someone else? What bullshit God would it be who is in separation, that he has a father and some child? What a nice family! Oh my goodness. As I said, you want to still be pampered, that's your problem. Being a little me and want to be pampered, wanting to try and find a big pamperer who pampers you moment by moment and caring about you. Oh, poor me, I need a bit pamperer. My nappy is wet. I'm crying so much. I don't know where, but I'm crying. Boah.
So many God.
Huh? What?
I want to leave.
Want to have a relief, huh?
You know why I cannot understand it? Because in the same book, Bhagavad Gita.
I'm burning all my books.
I think you. No, you should have gone to Bhagwan earlier. Bhagwan. Bhagwan. What? No, he is already dead, don't worry. But he had a Bhagwan. Maybe from the Bhagavad Gita. He buggered and buggered and buggered.
And got 99 Rolls Royce.
Yeah, so he was a good bugger driver. So the Bhagavad Gita, just see it, the Bhagavad Gita is about life. Vita, the Vita of that consciousness. So it's about a dream. It's all a book about dreams and fairy tales. That's a Bhagavad Gita.
Yes, but every fairy tale has some meaning.
Yeah, I tell you, it's very mean. When you look for a meaning in a fairy tale, you try to get something out of it, and that's the mean thing about it, that you think you need it. Become a needy fairy tale reader, and then believing in a fairy tale, and believing in oneself. And by believing oneself, you left yourself, and then you missed yourself. How stupid can one be in believing in oneself?
Because I don't know anything else.
So what?
Just because from the very first day of my birth, I started to think of me.
You think. As a baby, you didn't think about you. Come on. There was just a big light ball coming in front of you and you were sucking on it. That was all.
Not very nice view.
What? Nice view. Okay.
Krishna says, all these think of me, all this worship me, and then only by love you can catch me like this. So this is like some kind of loving reciprocation. If you love God, then God can give you feedback.
It's a nice feedback. So what kind of bargaining you're doing? Trading? What kind of trader are you? You only behave nice because you want something out of it.
No, he said love.
Yeah, but love. It's the same bullshit. You behave nicely that you gain something by that. That you call love? You do only things and you behave because you think by behaving he doesn't hit me and cuddling me. Oh, whoa, how selflessness of action. Without expectation of my loving heart. I'm caring, loving and expecting nothing, huh? Or do you expect some cuddling from that? And being then in a nice bliss situation because God is responding to my good behavior. My goodness. Trying to charm God. Witchcraft is that. A bargaining with God. The devil who wants to control God because the devil says, now I behave, God please cuddle me. Anyone else wants to be cuddled?
Yes, you are cuddled now. You get entrapped now.
So there's no free will.
Who says so?
You.
No, I didn't say that. I said there's no one who could. I said there's no one who could have free will. I would say there's an experience of free will, but by that experience there's no one who has free will. But still there's an experience of it. You may experience that what you do as a free will, but it doesn't mean you have that free will. And then you may experience yourself having not free will and understanding, but even that is only an experience. And both come together, and both concepts come and go together with the devil eye, the definer. Having or having not, says the owner. And he's very happy by having not, because then he still has something, because he has not. He has nothing, and nothing is still too much. Another nice trick, that's all, of that devil me. As I know the devil as myself. Asked another question.
No.
I don't know. So what does God say when he's...
Where I'm coming from is like okay, so there's like a conditioning thing. The program's like running all the time. It doesn't feel like free will too much to me. But it still seems like this conditioning changes. It's not like fixed. It still changes over time.
Moment by moment.
And it's sort of like, it's like a habituation, and there's something that re-habituates yourself. It's hard to explain what I mean.
It's a perpetuum mobile, I tell you.
Tappeto mobile.
What is it?
Tappeto mobile.
Tappeto mobile. It's like a self-running process which can never be exhausted. Unpredictable is nature and will always be different.
But it does change over time.
It's changing permanently.
But it's also predictable to a certain...
And even that is predictable. That one day the predictable will not be unpredictable.
But with practices, with meditation, this changes the
Yeah, then you become not a predict, you become a dick. Dictable or predictable. Then it's out of your dictation. Not a predict. Dictation.
So this guy,
the other day.
The big guy took all the acid at the station.
Yeah.
You remember?
He went to Goa to get some more.
So when we talked about that, you said if he'd have been able to accept...
No, I didn't say. When acceptance would have happened.
If acceptance would have happened.
Then it would be gone. as a me.
To me, it seems like if you habituate yourself to accept, then acceptance is
You think really by your acceptance you can trigger acceptance?
possibly.
No, never ever. And thanks God, acceptance doesn't need your bloody acceptance. It never knows acceptance. Huh?
Where is the problem with this?
The problem is you think you can make an amount or a quantity of acceptance. By that quantity you can trigger acceptance. And quantity is not the quality of acceptance. That's the problem. By no quantity of understanding, by no quantity of acceptance, you can trigger the quality of existence. This is acceptance. And therefore that never is any need for acceptance. That's all. The self doesn't need any self or idea of self to be what is the self. So no quantity of self can ever please the self. Whatever has a quantity of more or less is quantity. And whatever you say is quantity, but not the quality of that what never needs to know anything to be what it is. It never needs to accept anything. That's the nature of acceptance. And it never knows acceptance. It is acceptance. And that's what is the nature of grace. It never needs grace. It never knows grace. And so by not any quantity of grace or pampering of grace, you will become that grace that doesn't know grace. You never needed any grace. So whatever you do is, thanks God, futile in its nature. Like a clown acting in a circus and thinking by his clownery or his clever action or non-action can be getting out of the circus, being promoted to a higher position. So you may reach a higher position, an avatar or some whatever God position, but it's still you will be a lonely bastard because you're missing yourself.
Still doesn't burn it up for me.
Do what?
This still doesn't burn it up for me.
Burn it up?
Yeah.
Doesn't need to be burned up. No one needs you to burn up. That's the problem. You're an incense. And an incense will burn up by itself. And it stinks for a while and then it's gone. That's why they call it incense. But what your nature is in no sense. But all that body and all ideas are incense. And they burn for a while and they burn more or less. But one day they will be burned out. And that what is innocence will still be what you are.
So the understanding of your nature just comes at random.
There's no understanding of your nature. That's a good thing. There will never be any understanding of what you are. Be happy. Yeah.
Okay.
And that you don't even have to understand. That there is no understanding. Because otherwise it becomes another trick. But I have to understand that there's no understanding, don't I? And then I am one who understood that I don't have to understand to be what I am.
Krishnamurti, he said the trigger for him was, how do I know this is not already it?
Sure, then you have to ask him. That maybe something happened to him. Maybe something happened to him. Then you can ask him what happened to him. I have absolutely no idea. Nothing ever happened to what I am. There was never any trigger for anything.
There was some sort of change.
There is no change at all.
You say for a long time you were in this I am.
Yeah, and now I am not in the I am.
The mountain did something.
Yeah, nothing. And then I'm totally grateful for that. I don't need any mountain, no Ramana, no Bhagavat, Baba, to be what I am. So I'm absolutely grateful that no God, no devil, no whatever universe can ever deliver what I am or take something from what is what I am. Nothing can be given to me and nothing can be taken from what I am. So no mountain, nothing can deliver that.
But still there was a change.
There was no change. I tell you that for what I am, there never anything happened, and there was never any change for what I am. But you're trying to make it something, you're expecting something for the future, that's all. By trying to compare yourself to this bullshit here. A biography comparing another biography. You want to have a map for whatever. No map. No place can ever deliver that. Thanks God and be happy. But even that is a concept. But sounds good.
Sounds great.
So anyone else who tries to do something to become what he is? Sounds good. Have fun. I always say try harder, go deeper. But dum dum. The cell phones ringing. God is on the line.
Serious conversation.
Yeah, God is always serious, huh? Serious guy with a long beard. Gets longer and longer. May reach to the moon one day. No, that's why they call it a split second, which is not, there is nothing happening. It's a split second of a non-event. It's not an happening at all, or non-happening. It's not what you can imagine. It is was and will be without any interruption that what you are. And that is never, never, and never needs anything to change to be what it is. And there is no event in it to bring that. So that what you cannot not be. Never needs any more or less acceptance of any kind of understanding to be what it is. And I can only point to that. But no one can give it to you. And be happy. So I present you the absolute gift that what is you are can never be given by anyone. That's the absolute gift which you only can enjoy. Because that everyone is enjoying that what you are cannot be given by anything. And it is, as it cannot be given, it cannot be taken away. That's the beauty of it. So it's a quality of that which never needs anything to be what it is. No depression, no thing, no crying, whatever is needed to be what is that. So all that crying is part of consciousness, crying for itself. All whatever can be done and all the futurelessness and whatever kind is all part of the realm of consciousness. And all that will never be deep enough for that what never needs and knows any deepness of any kind. So for that what never needs knows any high or low or anything, what you can name and frame, nothing has ever to be or not to be what it is. And only that is worth being. That's the quality of your nature. But everything else cannot satisfy you. Only to be that what is sat, but not knowing any sat.
So what do you mean by worth being?
Yeah, that's worth being because only that is life itself. And life itself is satisfaction and fulfillment in itself. It's because its nature is fulfillment. But whatever can be fulfilled is second-hand fulfillment and can never fulfill you. No second-hand fulfillment can ever fulfill that what you are. And be happy about it. That non-event can, whatever experience can ever bring you that. What is that what you are? And so nothing can bring it, nothing can take it away. And that is called moksha and peace. And everything else is fear of having or not having. Something to gain or to lose. So I'm talking about Shanti. And Shanti cannot be reached by any behavior of any kind of behaving in a peaceful way or something. It's a piece of cake or whatever I call it. So I can only come up with whatever you come and we can talk about it and it may be gone then. But even that doesn't help. You will never be less enough to be what you are.
Thanks anyway.
Yeah. Anyone has some nice ideas? I'm maybe in the shop sui mode today.
Yeah, from time to time there is this question, what is the difference between what you are saying, and pure materialism?
Anyone else? Paula, help me.
I don't know.
If you like me, help me.
I need to compare. Oh God. Can you repeat that?
No, I haven't. I didn't even listen.
Oh.
No. Once in a while I have an idea.
Not an idea, a question.
Ah. Paolo, please answer the question. Be helpful. Once in a while. No?
Ragatino.
So maybe you put it another way.
Either I am here, this body and everything, and then I'm in deep sleep and there is nothing and I don't know anything and
then?
what does...
So what?
Yeah, so what does it matter?
What matter?
Yeah, why so much talking about this, all these things and all
What?
these questions about...
You better go home. You better go home. So why you are sitting here?
Because there is always this doubt.
So what? So doubt at home. You want me to pamper your doubts or what? You're leaking or what? How often do I have to tell you I cannot help you? But she doubts it.
Yes.
he may help me. I doubt what he says. He always tells me I cannot help you, but I doubt it.
Especially when I hear, okay, there is no God, I have to please, and it sounds, yeah, very nice, I'm so glad. But then it's not different
What?
from what all the materialists are saying. So just live your life and there's only...
What? Yeah, go home and bake a cake.
Finished and sleep.
Go to your daddy and be happy. But tell you something. She wants for me to know what she shall do. Again, another one. You can make a company, a club of doubters, and then coming to me and wanting to know what they shall do, if it's right to sit here or not. Then you want to have a confirmation that they are already on the right place and they already listen to what they are, and by that listening they may be already then understanding and becoming what they are and still hoping of some whatever future enlightenment in the underwear. Yeah, what else? You just complain that this is nothing different than some materialist saying. Bleh. 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 You can touch a bottle as much as you like. Nothing comes out by itself. Come on. You are here that you can laugh, that's all. Be happy.
But sometimes there is a question.
I think you need a man. You really need a man to discuss in the morning your questions you had that night. Work on you?
No, you said you will work on a husband from...
Me?
She wants you? What?
I offered you to everyone, but till now... Now I should become like an agent of husbands and wives or something. Worry about me, help me, care about me. Something. You need a man too or what? No. You have one. You see? Well, why not? Already, I think I make a lot of money. But I take a lot of money. If you want me to. It costs you 10,000 at least. No. Euro. If you want to have 1,000 euros more pension.
If you find a man who has a lot of money, then...
You see? That's the nature of Bavarian girls. Be aware. Yeah. Know that. If you ever meet a Bavarian girl, she's not after you. She is after your pension.
At least she's not after me.
Be happy. Because my mother, I always say, my mother taught me to look for the right one. Okay, something else.
Well, the only reason to come here is for this split second, which can't ever happen.
Yeah, and I tell you, every moment there's a possibility of that impossibility of the split second. No one knows. Especially the self doesn't know when the self is absolutely fed up and simply dropping even the idea of self. You will never know why, because there's no why for it. It will always be in spite. In spite, sitting somewhere in spite of doing or not doing, but I tell you, it may happen. And you will be surprised by what you are. That's why it's called a surprise. So surprise yourself. But who cares when it will happen? You know already it will happen, whatever. It will happen anyway. Because that ignorance who came onto you, it came, and one day it will be gone. You just see it. As that what was rising will disappear one day, so it's already gone. It's already dead. So who needs in that split second? And that is called the split second, by seeing whatever this love affair you started, one day it will be not there, and you still will be what you are. So now you're a lover, and you're in the love affair with yourself, and one day as this love affair started, it will end. So it's already gone. Just see it will end. But who cares when does it end? It's already dead. It's a dead relationship with yourself anyway. So what to do? Wanting to speed up the process becomes a seeker. And then the sickness is really strong. And then you suffer. By simply see as it came by itself, it will go by itself. But by no action or non-action, you can speed up the process. And by seeing that, it's already gone. So be quiet and see. What else can I tell you? Enjoy it. Enjoy the presence and the absence, as you are with and without. The presence and the absence of this love affair with yourself, what you are. So. And that what can only be enjoying himself in the absence is still depending on the absence. So you have to be what you are in the presence and absence of whatever you can imagine. That what is that. And only that is the quality of what you are, which never needs any different circumstance of any kind to be what it is. And the rest is fleeting shadow world of quantity, of more or less, of truth or freedom, whatever is bullshit in its nature. And it's always bullshitting you. As you're expecting something to come something out of it. But self-guilty. I can only point to that, if you see the never-ending story, it ends. If you see it will never end, it ends. You will end in that seeing that it will never end. There is an ending for that, what you think you are. Because this hopeful me is only there because it hopes for someday it may end. The hoping of a happy end. But I tell you, there is no happy end. When you see there is no happy end, that's the happy end. It's the end of the me, who is waiting for the happy end to happen. And seeing it will never happen, it's the absolute happy end for that what you think you are. More? Some question?
Carl, you said wisdom can't kill itself, but then what's the difference between seeing that?
Seeing is different because you are the absolute seer. And by your starting to become a relative seer, you become something relative objective in time. And then you're depending on that what you see. But the absolute seer, which is that what is prior and beyond all seer, seeing what can be seen. So it's like a kind of seeing. Be quiet is that what is silence, and by seeing, creating a seer, seeing what can be seen. So the absolute experiencer you are, which is life itself, experiencing itself as an experiencer, experiencing what can be experienced. So at the moment you are that what is silence, being the origin of the seer, the seeing what can be seen. When even the seer appears in what you are, and you are not an appearance of any kind. So you are that what is the origin of the first I, thought. And the origin cannot suffer about anything. So to be what you are is being the absolute seer, and whatever you can see, you cannot be. And the first seer is already an experience. You can see, you can experience. But that seer you are, you will never experience. So you are that, what is prior and beyond the first, and the last you can experience with is the seer. That you have to see. And seeing means you are that what is prior and beyond, by seeing that first and the last as the first and the last. Phantom. And prior and beyond that phantom you are. So your nature is not depending on any presence or absence of that phantom. And that's the quality of what you are. And that is moksha, which is not depending on any presence or absence of any kind. Yeah. So it's an absolute seeing. That's here and now, because you are the absolute seer, here and now. And the absolute seer simply takes different standpoints, looking into what one is. All the standpoints sitting here are standpoints of the self, looking into that what is the self. They're only standpoints, like functionings of standpoints of whatever walking automobiles of self. Walking around and looking out of that position into that what one is. Taking a position of a seer, in a seeing and what can be seen. The whole scenery is the realization of what you are. And the only dream is that you as a seer are different from what you see. But even that understanding, it doesn't help. So you better be that what is prior and beyond all that scenery. That what is in no sense. So that what is with and without that, what it is. Never depend on any understanding. Even that understanding of a seer is not different from blah blah blah. So.
Why is it when this phantom races to understand something?
The phantom never races to understand something. The phantom is the self in the idea of itself. When the self knows the self, it becomes a phantom to itself. There is no phantom who is doing anything. It's only the self in its stupidity, in believing in itself, doing something to become the self again. There is no phantom who is doing anything. You cannot blame anything. You can only blame what you are of being stupid. And you are the most stupid you can get and be. You cannot find anyone who is more stupid as you. Well, there is no second.
Okay, so when there's confusion and then there's a race to try to get the knowledge, and somehow when you don't...
How stupid can it get? Even to exist is already insane and stupid in a madhouse. And from that madhouse you want to get rid of that madhouse. It can only get more stupid. You simply confirm your stupidity by thinking you can get out of stupidity. You are even more stupid as before. And if you ask how stupid can it get, I tell you, absolutely infinite stupidity you can expect. And be happy. And be happy that knowledge cannot be lost or gained by anything. And that whatever you, as a gainer or loser, you experience yourself is fun. And that's all. And that's why it's called a phantom. It's all fun. It's a fun of stupidity. And you play so well stupidity. You pretend so very well. And Shiva himself creates a puppet house of this world and playing with the puppets, and only in his stupid whatever self-hypnotic movement he becomes himself a puppet because he believes in the puppets.
But he knows, no?
What? He doesn't know. How can he know?
Shiva joking.
Oh, Shiva is not joking. Shiva becomes a king, and then he became a joking. Me is a king. He must be joking.
Too complicated for me.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Italians are... Never mind.
It's all right. Yeah.
The what?
Shiva drives a van. He's banking.
Fanking.
Playing with himself.
It's a fan of his own kingdom. Yeah, the fanking. Isn't that fun?
Totally not.
How stupid can Shiva be, playing with puppets and creating puppets and then believing in the puppets and himself becoming a puppet? And then he complains, what happened to me? Once I was so big and great and now I'm this puppet, and what can I do with this puppet? The puppet is so stupid and I have to do something. Maybe if I make the puppet accepting something, maybe I can then please myself again, that myself takes me again as what I... Oh!
But who taught me this now? Huh? Oh.
Answer him.
I've given up.
Yeah. Imagine I would give up on him. Imagine I would be like you.
I'm so bad.
You are so bad, I tell you. Already given up on Paolo. So be happy that you don't have something you do with him.
He invited me to try a few days. I said no.
Why?
No, now you need to tell. And was the coffee? It was not chai. No, you tell now.
Yeah, any other tactic?
And again, why this whole show is needed for that what is prior or beyond this.
Yeah, no one needs it, and that's the fun about it. That's why it's called entertainment. And why it's because it's entertainment, no one needs it to stop. No one needed it in the first place, and no one needs it to stop. Isn't it beautiful? Total beauty. Oh, you are surrounded by beauty. The beauty you don't need. That's beauty, because the beauty you would need would be ugly. If you would be something what needed beauty, this beauty becomes ugly. Because it's an imprisonment of beauty. But this is also beautiful because you don't need it at all to be what you are. So it's absolutely great. As you cannot stop it anyway, you better enjoy it. So all the beauty of ignorance, I call beauty, ignorance for me is the most beautiful thing I can imagine. Because ignorance is so beautiful because no one needs it. And to drop ignorance is so easy. But to drop this bloody truth and the bloody God and the bloody self and the bloody whatever you imagine, that makes it so hard for you because you think there's something in for you. But all that bullshit of ignorance, what you can say is this, whatever the world is dead anyway. No one, it drops, okay, why not? It can be there or not, who cares? This is the famous who cares, if it's there or not, because no one needs it. To be or not to be. May it be as it is or not. So that why is always starting again, trying, to know, and then you become a seeker. And no one is sicker than a seeker. Because you miss yourself and that makes you sick. So you better be what you are, and there is no misser and no misses. And no relationship with yourself, thanks God. Good or bad. Because any relationship is bad. It's good, it can never be good enough for what you are. And be happy about it.
In practical terms, you would agree that more awareness is better than less awareness?
No. Both is dependency. And the prison, a bigger prison or a smaller prison is still a prison. And in both prisons you miss yourself. As whatever can be more or less is prison. And quantity and cannot fulfill or satisfy what you are. So there will always be a longing in it. The longing doesn't stop by that. Only by you being what you are, which is you cannot imagine. Of any quantity of awareness or conscious, being conscious or unconscious, there is a fulfillment of a absolute no kind. Because there's no one left who needs to be fulfilled. And that's the only fulfillment which is absolute. And every whatever circumstance which needs one who is in a circumstance of more or less awareness is never enough. Practical or unpractical. Thanks God the self never needs any practical day by day awareness to be what it is. Sorry. Anyone who has some awareness to lose? I can take it. Especially when you start to say my awareness.
You've said know yourself as you know yourself in deep, deep sleep.
Know yourself as that what is in the absolute absence of anyone who is or is not that what one is. That's the nature of the deep, deep sleep, because already in deep, deep sleep there's an absolute absence of the presence of anyone who is or is not. And still you exist as that what you are.
So
and no one complains about that.
So the thing is you can't know yourself.
And you cannot not know yourself. There's a knowledge which is not depending on of one who knows or doesn't know. And that knowledge is only worth being. And the knowledge which is depending on one who knows or doesn't know is a depending knowledge and is not worth to know. So know yourself as that what is knowledge which never knows anyone to know or not to know what one is. Understood?
Definitely not.
So easy. The quality of what you are is a quality which never demands any presence of anyone who knows or doesn't know to be what one is. As knowledge, the nature of knowledge is that it never demands any knower or not knower to be what is knowledge. So it is in the presence and in the absence of whatever you can know or not know, especially the knower or not knower. In that absence of that knower or not knower, and even the absence of that absence of a knower or not knower, knowledge is that what is, what you are. That you cannot gain and that you cannot lose. So be that what you are or what you cannot not be, as that what is knowledge is what you are. As even you have to be prior to one who says I am or I am not. That there is one who can say I am not, I am or I am not. That what can be, that prior what is, what you are, has to be there before that can happen.
I forgot the beginning.
Haven't I lost you?
Only after the first word or two.
They always complain when I look at them, they don't understand one word.
But isn't that it? Somehow that it really can't be understood.
Again, even that is a concept. Who says it cannot be understood? It can absolutely be understood by what you are, by being it, and that's absolute understanding. But not in any relative way, that's all. You cannot not understand yourself because you are that understanding. How can you not understand yourself? As you are that, what is understanding? Itself. But you will never understand yourself in any relative way of having it. There's no owning in it, that's all. You are that, if you like it or not. And you don't have to like it to be it. That's the beauty of it. You don't even have to love yourself to be yourself. Isn't that fantastic? You can even hate yourself. Makes no difference. That's freedom. This is moksha. You don't even have to be free to be free. You don't need this bloody freedom to be that what you are. And it's a freedom from freedom. The freedom from truth, the freedom from whatever, any idea of what you are. Absolute freedom from whatever you can imagine. Because in spite of all you can imagine, you are that, what you are. Is that not enough?
Maybe it's too much.
It's too much for you, I know. That's why as men, you can never take that. There will never be anyone, any spirit, any intellect, any logo who can take that it's not needed. But I'm not needed. No one needs me. No one needs it. Noah. Then comes that self-pity again. And then comes Krista, it's all materialistic. No. So I can sit here and tell you whatever you come up with has to be connected to the knower. And whatever the knower knows or doesn't know, it can only be relative knowledge and can never please you as much to become what you are. So you will never be satisfied by that relative knowledge which can come by relative understanding. So you have to be in spite of all that what you can experience, that what you are. That is a split second of seeing, and you are anyway that what is in spite. Never because. So your nature is uncaused. Whatever has a cause cannot deliver that what is a quality, what you're longing for. Never ever will be that being delivered by any promise of consciousness. Whatever is promised is a promising. And by whatever can be given makes you depending. Because that what can be given can be taken again. So be happy that what you are can never be given and never be taken by anyone, not even by yourself. And never needs any kind of understanding to be that what is understanding itself. And that is whatever. I can only point to that. So you have to be it. And there's no one else can be it for you. And no one can take anything away that you can become it. So as I talk to myself and talk to my stupid little self, which makes no difference. As you can be stupid as hell and what you are has nothing to lose in it. That's the beauty of stupidity. You don't need any cleverness, you don't need any intellect, no understanding of any kind to be what you are. So enjoy the ignorance. That is beauty itself. Enjoy that there only can be ignorance and knowledge cannot be found. And enjoy the looking and seeing, and by not finding, enjoying the not finding. Oh, here I'm not. And there I'm not, and there I'm not, and there I'm not. Wherever I look, I'm not. Thanks God and hallelujah. So be quiet and see and enjoy the seeing. And enjoy the seeing and the scenery because you are never part of it. And that what you are is always in no sense and can never be changed by all the sceneries as extreme as they can be. And then free will or not free will, who cares? Who needs to know that? If there's reality in free will or not. It's as much as in yourself, because you are that what is reality, but you don't need it. So, last call. Freising, still here?
Yes.
Soon you will be gone. Flying home to Freising.
No.
No?
To some other place.
Where?
Some place to relax.
To Goa?
No. Later also.
Oh.
We're following you there.
I better don't say where I go.
We haven't had enough of you yet.
Bah. Yeah, I cannot complain. I cannot get rid of this guy anyway, so I have to listen to this every day. Imagine I would be bored by that guy here. Imagine I would listen to that what this one guy says. Imagine I would have a memory. I would remember what this guy said yesterday or the days before. I would be quite in trouble, huh?
Well, sometimes you say yesterday.
I know everything, I tell you. But I don't have to remember, because I know. So?
Yeah, I realized that today. I said,
Ooh? I tell you, I can tell people what they have asked me 6 years ago or 10 years ago. And I can tell you what I answered them. And they're all totally surprised. Word by word. What?
I don't believe you.
Try.
Oh, no, I don't want to remember what
That would be really sad, Anna. Eh? Now you sit down to remember what you have asked me 4 years ago. Come on. I will be ready. So I don't have to remember what you have asked, as you ask always the same.
That's his trick.
And even if it would be not remembered, it would sound like that I know better than you.